I want to start this video speaking about Black media and how it truly works. I think people don't really understand or appreciate how Black media builds a story over time, and the longer the story continues and unfolds, the more that is built up for the Black media. That's why it's very difficult to start with the story very early on. But I wanted to make this point about time because with this here, hip hop's biggest secret, this was videos I did on the African Bambaataa situation. But when I did this first video, it had already been about 3 years, 4 years of drama, to say the least, that has happened that kept continuing on. This half an hour pretty much condensed about 4 years. And that's really the one of the power of Black media and time, because as you let time go by, we see the real story. This video is about Boyce Watkins. Not all about Boyce Watkins, but a good portion of it. Now, for those people who don't know Boyce Watkins, he is a YouTuber, author, political analyst, social influencer, and ex-academic. Watkins is an advocate for education, economic empowerment, and social justice, especially in the Black community. You see here, it says he's been on all these TV stations. Honestly, I haven't seen this personally myself, so I'm not 100% sure. He even says he's a contributor to the Griot, but I want to know his credentials because he is business and finance. He has a bachelor in University of Kentucky and a master's. He also has a PhD. So when it comes to business and finance, he went to school for that and became an expert. Now I know he has his own story of dealing with racial issues in a university as he was a professor. So as far as how Boyce Watkins entered into this space of Black empowerment, that's really his story. But it's not so much about him before, because even on YouTube, he had a network where several people had left the network. He had Your Black World, where he had other people come in, and it's like having different personalities in a news station essentially. But they had all left. There is Michi X, there is Paris Milan, there's also Yvette Carnell as well too. All of these people were under Boyce Watkins at one point on YouTube. But really, I don't want to get into all of that. I just wanted to note it because of the history. There's a history built, but to get into those stories, we're going to get into completely different tangents. And the information's already out there. You could hear exactly why they left from them. This video is about the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, which is getting into some trouble, financial trouble. This was started by Jay Morrison, the real estate Tulsa, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. In 2018, this was supposed to be a crowd fund for real estate development. You could invest as little as $500 and you could receive a return. I forgot the exact percentages, but they did promise returns on the investment as little as $500, right? So really, this video, we fast forward to pocket watching with JT. Now he's another YouTuber. What he does, he's a financial, says right here, he's an accountant. Pretty sure he's an accountant. But he has credentials and working actively in the financial world. He did a video on Jay Morrison about the real estate funds. This is 7 days ago, so as recent as a week ago, I mean, there's other videos as well too, but he talks about the real estate fund going bankrupt. I think he does a very good job. There's a lot of information out there that you could listen to, but in my opinion, this would be the best video to watch coming from an expert. Now, Boyce Watkins, he did a video. He did a video about the fund because he's been defending the fund since it started. He said he invested money and he continued to defend the fund when people brought up some questions. I'm trying my best to leave my opinion out of it because all the information is already out there. All you need to know to make a judgment is there. I'm just covering the main points. So after Pocket Watching with JT did the video, Boyce Watkins did his own video right here, my thoughts on the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And he spoke about Pocket Watching with JT and other things as well too. Not so much defending the fund this time. He said if people have a problem, they can go sue or they should sue. They shouldn't go to social media. But people are calling into question Boyce Watkins with all his credentials, why he still continues to support what it seems to be a failed fund at this point. Many people have made videos about the fund. I mean, there's many people may not like ideologically Tone Talks, Yvette Cornell, but this is not about the ideology and what people represent. This is about alleged scamming going on in the Black community. So anybody who comes with the information, you know, I'm a journalist. I have to take it in objectively. So, I mean, there's been videos for years. This has been a saga that's been going on, right? We see all these videos here. Here's Pocket Watching with JT. He did videos. He did videos very early as well too, right? There's Spencer Cornelia. He does videos on the white YouTube sector. There was an issue with one of his friends getting caught up in FTX, and he didn't really address it. But as far as I know, Spencer Cornelia, he calls out people on the white YouTube. So he did one on Jay Morrison as well too. So, I mean, you could really go through all of these, and I'm just giving my opinion on the best video to watch. Pocket Watching with JT. This video right here will explain everything, and then you could go on to his past videos as well too. So why does Boyce continue to protect Jay Morrison? What is it, right? So in response to Boyce doing a response to JT's video on Jay Morrison. And JT just released his own response, which I think is noteworthy as well too. Gonna watch a little bit of it right now. And I'm gonna give my commentary in between. You see, this is what I'm talking about the black media. It takes time to build up and really build a case on character, on actions. But I'm just gonna let JT talk. I'm not gonna get too into it.
The next thing, I want to focus on this next point. You said that JT only does content on black business owners. Yeah, got it right here. JT only, you even go further. You said that JT is scared of doing content on white folks. You even theorize that the reason why JT is scared of doing content on white folks is because the white man would shut him down. That's what you said. You even gave specific names of people that I'm afraid to do content about. You said that I am afraid to do content on people like Grant Cardone and Sam Bankman-Fried of FTX. You even say, hey, Sam Bankman-Fried, he got more black people's money than Jay Morrison.
Okay, so I mean, if we're gonna be fair, we'll look at what he said, but really, to be honest, this is a tactic that is used all the time, whether it's African Bambaataa, Brother Polite, R. Kelly, whoever, there's always going to be somebody coming in and saying, what about the white people? Why don't you go after the white people? This comes up all the time. So let's just see if this actually holds out.
Why don't you do a video on him? Well, Boyce, I think this is a clear example why many people are saying that you have lost all credibility. All credibility. I mean, you have a PhD in finance. Last time I checked, in order to get a PhD, you have to do a lot of research. Not only do you have to do a lot of research, you have to then defend your research and your thesis. But this is a clear example that you don't do any research. You just turn on your camera and talk out the side of your neck. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're giving uninformed opinions. You get into a rage and just start throwing up at the mouth. If you took 3 to 5 seconds, that's all it takes, 3 to 5 seconds to Google JT Pocket Watcher, Grant Cardone. That's all you had to do. JT Pocket Watcher, Grant Cardone. 3 to 5 seconds. That's all you would have needed. And if you did, this is most likely what would have popped up. These are just some of the videos.
So you see, in this emotionalism argument that Boyce was making, why don't you cover the white men? And then he names them. He hasn't even done research to see that Pocket Watching has already done videos. So the emotionalism is just for really the people, right? It's just a talking point. Why don't you cover the white man? It's just deflection. That's all it really is. The emotionalism is meant to deflect. It's like, hey, turn away from this burning house and go look at that burning house way over there, right? But it doesn't even hold out in this case.
That I've done on Grant Cardone. This isn't even all of them. Just to be clear. These 5 videos. These are just some of the videos I've done on Grant Cardone. So for you to ask the question, why is JT so afraid to do videos? And you specifically said, Grant Cardone, you, sir, are an imbecile. You don't do any research. You talk just because you feel like talking. I don't know what it is. It could be the fake teeth that you have in your mouth now that you want to show off to everybody. Maybe that's why you want to just talk uninformed.
So you really get spicy. You really get spicy in this.
But do yourself the favor. Before you try to clown me and say that I'm afraid of doing videos about the white man, and you even provide names of people who I'm afraid to do videos on, 3 to 5 seconds, and you could have found out if I did a video or not. I mean, your credibility is shot. Now, the next one, FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried. Let's take a look at this. I did a video on FTX. My brother Eli, who's coming up, he did several videos on FTX. We then did a collab and did a video together about Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. Look at it. This wasn't a couple of weeks ago. This is like 8 months ago. I mean, you don't care if what you say is based in any type of reality. You just talk out of your feelings based on what I'm seeing.
So essentially emotionalism argument. I mean, there's a lot more to see in this video for sure. When it comes to the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. I think it's an issue, these scammers in the community. Personally, I wasn't even going to cover this, but because it falls under the realm of community frauds, scammers, abusers, I figured I might as well and try to make this as concise and short as possible because everything you need to see is already out there. Listen to the experts, listen to the people that is actually going through the paperwork, and do your own research yourself. Don't just take everything for face value. But at this point, there's not much research you need to do to make a decision on the real estate Tulsa fund. I've already made my decision, and I'm just doing my part in spreading the message about what's going on in the community. So that's it for me. Let me know what you think. Did you invest in the real estate Tulsa fund? The Tulsa Real Estate Fund, do you think it's a scam? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and peace out to the next video.